Good afternoon, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this afternoon, mother charged after 13-year-old girl allowed to spend 3 days with a man. A woman whose 13-year-old daughter spent 3 days with a man in another parish before the police intervened during a traffic stop has been charged with cruelty to a child. The woman's name is being withheld to protect the identity of her child, who is a minor. The woman is now out on bail and her trial is expected to begin on May 20. She has been charged with cruelty to a child as the court believes it is the most appropriate under the circumstances. The woman appeared in the St. James Parish Court on Thursday before presiding Judge Natisha Fairclough Hilton. She is being represented by attorney at law Jermaine Campbell. According to court records, on Saturday, December 23, 2023, the 13-year-old complainant made arrangements with a 19-year-old male to go to his home in Westmoreland. The plan was for her to attend the Grandeur Market, for which her mother allegedly gave permission. The woman allegedly left $3,000 on her dresser to help cover her daughter's transportation cost. The young girl then packed a bag and went to her mother's workplace to wait for the 19-year-old male whom she allegedly met on social media. The 19-year-old subsequently arrived at the mother's workplace in St. James to pick up the minor, where the accused woman warned her daughter to be careful and reminded her to return home on Monday, December 25. "Make sure you come home Monday," the woman is alleged to have said to her daughter. The court was told that the mother met the 19-year-old for the first time when he came to her workplace to pick up her daughter. The 19-year-old and the young girl then left the location and went to the bus park. They then boarded a bus heading to Westmoreland. According to court records, the minor spent Saturday at the 19-year-old's house before meeting a man in Westmoreland on Sunday. She went to his house where they had sexual relations and she remained there until Tuesday, December 26. Sex with a minor is illegal. On that same day, around 11 a.m., the police stopped the vehicle in which the man and the young girl were traveling and took them to the Savannah Lamar police station. It was also disclosed that the teenage girl and her boyfriend later ended their relationship and she became involved with the 19-year-old. During Thursday's hearing, the clerk of court argued that the mother intentionally neglected and abandoned the child by allowing her to live with a man who had no familial or social ties to them. However, Fairclough Hilton stressed that while a responsible mother would never act in that way, it does not constitute the criminal offense of neglecting one's own child. The court clerk recounted the conversation the child had with the mother, in which she mentioned her intention to spend 2 days and noted that it wasn't until December 26 that the police had to intercept the vehicle and take them into custody. During his arguments, defense attorney Campbell stated that the minor was supposed to return on Monday and that the mother had been calling her phone, which had gone dead. Based on the Crown's file, it is not the 19-year-old who the child is alleged to have had sexual intercourse with. He sent back the child and the child left, Campbell said, but the clerk refuted the lawyer's claims. Campbell then read a section of the statement in which the complainant stated, "My mother called and asked me what time I was coming home, and me tell her say in the evening. She tell me say she a go in a mobile town to wait for me. Me never answer when my mother called because me never have no money to go back down." The court clerk then emphasized her point about willful neglect, noting that after a certain number of days, the mother failed to report the child missing. However, in response, the judge stated that there was no other section of the Child Care and Protection Act that addresses the mother's actions other than cruelty to the child. The case was subsequently set for trial and the mother's bail extended. CXC probing issue in distribution of CSEC accounts paper 2. The Caribbean Examinations Council is probing reports of a possible issue in the distribution of the Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate Principles of Accounts Paper 2 at specific centers. In a statement Friday afternoon, CXC said it understands that any uncertainty around the examinations can cause anxiety. It said once the investigation is completed, the appropriate action will be taken. The council added that it is working to complete the exam process despite the several disruptions. Speaking with the news on Friday afternoon, CXC Registrar and the Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Wayne Wesley, said any report of breaches that could compromise the integrity and the credibility of the external assessment is swiftly investigated and treated with the highest level of urgency. Dr. Wesley also dispelled reports of a possible leak of exam papers.
Is hope. What we want to assure candidates is that we have been taking every precaution to ensure that our examinations are protected. Wherever there would have been pronouncement elsewhere about the exposure of a paper, we want to assure persons that we would have taken the requisite steps and implemented the requisite protocol to prevent any such occurrence. We are now working assiduously to ensure that we can complete the examination exercise. CXC has a standard protocol in place that when students are affected by natural disasters or situations that are totally out of their control, then we begin to see how best to ensure those students are not disenfranchised. And that might be a rescheduled paper, retaking another paper, or using existing papers that they have completed to arrive at a particular outcome for those students, and that outcome would always be in the best interest of the student. So yes, we do have a number of procedures and protocols in place that we will execute in these circumstances.
St. James recorded 6 murders in April, the lowest monthly figure since 2016. The St. James police are attributing the lowest murder figure recorded for the month since 2016 to deliberate attempts by the security forces to manage disputes. Superintendent Aaron Samuels, commanding officer for the division, says 6 murders were recorded in April. Superintendent Samuels says there was a similar approach taken to reduce crime across the country last month.
Well, it could be for a number of factors, one of which I can say is the policing activities that we did. We have been, since January, working really hard within the spaces, trying to control the different conflicts. However, in April itself, there was a direct effort right across the country to hold crime down, and I believe that we benefited from the work being done right across all divisions within the space, and it is something that we hope to continue, especially in Area 1. This month we have ramped up our community-based activities, and you will see the team moving doing a lot more work within the communities and also within the schools. As you know, we had an unfortunate incident last month, and we are trying to ensure that we don't have a reoccurrence of that. So we are working very closely with the schools through our Safe School Task Force to ensure that we try our best to reduce the violence within the schools within St. James.